Thank you. This is good, actually, because what I have to read is also about music and the 1990s, actually. I wanted to read this a few months ago when the theme was Blood and Thunder, but it didn't happen. And I just found out about tonight's theme earlier today, so I worked that into the end. And this actually starts off a little bit like a Mike Cohen, but it's important to establish, when it happened. So it was July 2001. Johan, who some of you know, my brother, myself, and a certain friend of ours we call Science, couldn't resist the temptation of a free Crash Test Dummies concert at Castle Clinton in Battery Park. Did anybody go to that show? All right, well, like I said, it was free. Some people would eat lentil soup out of a traffic cone if it was free. So for about an hour and 45 minutes, it felt as if music history sent us spiraling back to 1993. Only in this case, the time machine was shaped like a 19th century harbor fortress, appropriately named Castle Clinton, since after all, we were back in 1993, and there was a new president. While waiting online outside the venue, Science ordered a hot dog from a nearby vendor, which no doubt resulted in untold blood and thunder later that night in his bathroom. Like any other free event, Shakespeare in the Park for instance, the real cost is dealing with the throngs of people who show up, and of course the hot dogs, the phallic balloons, monkeys, children, accordions, parasols, and complete chaos. But with patience and the distraction of blowing bubbles with chewing gum, we eventually found ourselves within the castle, ready to be blown away by a band that contributed so importantly to the soundtrack of Dumb and Dumber. But as we sat there on tan Parks Department folding seats with the July sun beating vertically down on us, I half wish I'd stayed home. There was a brief introduction from a radio personality, then the band mounted the stage to a surprising applause. Suddenly I realized I was surrounded by Canadians, and whack Canadians, that's whack spelled with a Q, U-E. There was no other explanation for such an enthusiastic reception. Either that or we'd really traveled back to 1993, I couldn't tell for sure. Not until I attended the Aha concert at Irving Plaza some 4 years and 2 months later would I be surrounded by so many white people. I mean, for real, there wasn't a brother around for miles. The lead singer, Brad Roberts, didn't quite look like his picture from the God Shuffled His Feet cassette my brother owned at one time. Rather than the Achilles-like appearance of yore, Roberts had the gray complexion of mushroom soup and wore an antiquated sleeveless jean jacket. Ellen Reed, the female member of the band, was very pretty and had a nice singing voice.